gained since Martin marched? Peace and love have triumphed over hate. Nonviolence dismantled the power of the violent state. Strength and discipline cleared the hearts of men. The barriers of segregation destroyed from within. Equal law, equal communities, equal pay. We can vote, serve, learn, teach, fly, even pray. We are free. We live on in his vision. The only thing unseen is the top of the ladder we climb from the depths of humanity. Black teachers, black scientists, black generals, black cops, black CEOs, black billionaires. There is no stop. Our president was black, and very soon our children will take us back. The president may have been black, but the bruises on the brutalized black bodies are as blue as the wave of the rising tide that swept and crashed. What good if only a select few boats are to rise, while the others are dashed, shackled, and chained beneath the waves? How can we speak of change? The growth we measure is still in first, while we thirst for a cup large enough for all brethren to share. How can we celebrate when black lives gain worth only when white power loses value? He showed us all lives matter equally if we can look beyond our skin. Hope and opportunity, collective accountability, a promise to our kin. Don't be a victim of life and circumstance. Rise above your pain, reject that old song and dance. That pain was washed away, but for the call of Washington. This is what they want, their hands freshly cleaned of responsibility for dismantling the hateful state that they built. Hope and opportunity to compromise to hide their guilt and perpetuating the pain of the struggle while they celebrate its gains. A deal made between fools that doesn't give us jack shit but a handful of beans that promises a stalk to uplift, but out of the concrete only grows the slightest of shifts. They peddle hope and opportunity, incremental change with their hands directly on the levers of power. Oh, but for that sweet march on Washington, what a model of direct action. Direct action to sideline black concerns while selling the movement's attraction to current mainstream favor while the black community burns. The revolutionary bite, its teeth removed, soft lessons for the white man and woman to feel safe and delight in their invite to help with the plight of the black man. Sing, fellowship, pray, walk, talk, protest, dress exactly this way. And if you do so, we just may consider taking action. We marched, fellowship, prayed, with affecting change in mind. Hand in hand with our brethren is what got us over the line. 2 acts for civil rights, delivered lasting change. A lesson for our people on how they could do the same. Nonviolence and discipline, the blueprints that change. We'll change the game, all right, because for whose peace must we continue to suffer and swallow torture for this decease? On whose hands is the price of the blood spilled to take our lands? On whose belt lies the gun used to rob us of all of our wealth? On whose head lies the weight of the strange fruit hanging dead in the same gardens, streets, communities, locked by Jim Crow to deny black men the shade of those trees? I do not ask for rage and death, but I ask why it is that when we get upset, it is we who must show respect to the man who dealt the blow. I do not ask for retribution, but when we rise against the institution, we do not get respect or restitution, but ridicule and dismissal. Now let's be real, because I know how you feel. Overnight is not enough time to build Harlem, and the promises of that day may seem far to them. We toil to be free of the onerous yoke, for we know for sure as how Martin spoke, that at last we have the goods tending to get us out of these hoods and achieve the excellence that we were meant to be. How many more names must be said? How many coffins filled with lead spit from the fiery mouths and arms of men and women who seek only to harm black bodies for what they represent? Black bodies who leave behind only resent a sentiment that cannot reach the system that props itself up on our success. Though I fear that our distinction may be at loss as our culture loses its gloss, the violence and hatred to glamorize, feeding young boys to idolize men who have lost their way, absence felt throughout their day of the men before them. Our culture, the carrion upon which the committee will continue to feed to sustain the appetite for appropriation while demonizing its creators. And how many more suits must our people be buried before the price of the cloth has paid for the respect we are owed? Martin preached the content of our character, yet all that really matters is the context of the distorted Twitter character count, the number of bullet holes in the walls of our lives, and tell me how each was deserved. A lesson we must learn and teach: having opportunity does not erase accountability. A white man walked into a church today, sat down with black men and women to pray. They gunned them down and walked away. Police just wined and dined him. A white man walked into a spa today, found some women he wanted to slay. told him God made him this way, and the police sympathized him. A racist man was killed today, and rather than wonder what made him this way, the news media washed it all away to praise and amplify him. But for whose sins must we continue to pay? We are reaping the harvest of a poison tree planted true and died long before we came to be. So what have we gained since Martin marched? A place in society to live and grow. Broken promise of broken home. Achievements, glamour, and success. Hollow measures, an imperfect mess. Dignity, political power. To be snatched away in our needed hour. Equality in every field. Especially the field of our master's yield. A torch to pass on to the next. Because they will always be our best. And most of all, one thing rings true. Fight is not over for me and you.